Welcome on AM News, and don't you forget, the entire show is brought to you by Elegant Homes. Now, members of Parliament on the minority side have collated the Tachiman South Parliamentary election results, which they claim the National Democratic Congress's candidate Christopher Bayere won by 293 votes. The Electoral Commission declared the NPP's candidate Martin Ejaimen-Sankosa winner of the polls after he secured 49,682 votes as against the NDC's 49,205 votes. But the minority MPs claim the EC's figures did not include all polling station results in the constituency. Here are minority MPs James Klucha-Aveji and their leader Haruna Idrisu addressing the matter yesterday.
May I now respectfully, Deputy Leader, I'm handing over to you. You go polling station by polling station. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the media, I repeat, we are not the Electoral Commission. We are not purporting to be officers of the Electoral Commission. We are stakeholders and candidate interested parties in the 2020 presidential and parliamentary election. So I want to demonstrate to you why Tachiman cannot be taken away from the NDC majority caucus, no matter what. If the laws of Ghana are respected, if the electoral laws of Ghana are respected, those of you saying that go to court with what? You want me to go to court with a mask? I must go to court with a certified collated resource. If even I'm dissatisfied, then I can tell the court that I'm dissatisfied with this. Let anybody from any media house, including the international media, share with me their evidence of a copy of certified collated results for Tachiman South Parliamentary seat. This is shameful to the Electoral Commission of Ghana, that you conduct an election 2 weeks into it, neither the candidate nor his representative or even the NDC as an interested party can boast of an official copy of the outcome of that elections. The returning officer is required under CI 127, if after declaration, to post a copy in the constituency office. I have mine for Tamale South. So for Tachiman South, Deputy Leader, lead us through. So colleague, media, follow. Wherever you want to inspect the pink sheet, they are here. But we are not the Electoral Commission. We are not purporting to be. But we are fighting the injustice. The injustice which led to the loss of life of Ayarik and Tajuddin. The only justice we can get for them, to their memory, is for the truth of who lawfully and legitimately won Tachiman South, determined by its certified collated results, is declared in accordance with law by the Electoral Commission. They collated and recollated in Banda. An important principle of the rule of law is not just natural justice, but equality of the law. There can be no laws for MPP and different laws for NDC. In the Banda constituency, 3 collations were done at the request of the New Patriotic Party. We demand same. Deputy Leader, you know your arithmetic and statistics. At least if for nothing at all, you won't come with 6 corrections. And your percentage will be 100. Thank you very much. Exceed 100%. God bless. Colleagues, thank you.
Thank you, Leader. Thank you very much. And then good evening to our listeners and then the media. We thank you very much. What we are coming to do this evening is very simple. This is what we are asking Electoral Commission to do. It's a matter of adding one to another one. 1 plus 1 is 2. It's not 3. So I'm going to demonstrate to you what we did this afternoon. After our walk to the EC office, a team was tasked to look at the pink sheets. So we look at all the 267 pink sheets from all the 267 polling stations from the Tachiman South. Now, traditionally, they have 265. But there were 2 polling stations for the special voting. That made it 267. So we have looked at all the pink sheets. What we did was to take the pink sheets one by one. You make reference to the polling station code and then also the polling station name. Then you look at the total vote obtained by the candidates. In Tachiman South, there were only 2 candidates for the parliamentary. That is the MPP represented by, that's the candidate Martin Koku Kosa, and then NDC Christopher Mbeyere Basongi. Now, these are the 2 candidates. So if you take the pink sheets, you look at the vote obtained by each of them, and we record it. Now, if you take the first one, if you look on the board, the screen, you see the first polling station that we have here. If you look at the first one, the polling station code is K011304B. And then the name of the polling station is DAJHS Kenton 1. Now, the total eligible voters on that register is 459. Then the vote obtained by the MPP candidates is 109. And then the vote obtained by the NDC candidate is 222. Rejected ballots, 4. That gives you a total vote cast of 335. Now, if you go to the next one, which the polling station code is K010901A. The name is DA Experimental Primary School, Tachiman, Zongo 1. The total eligible voters, 594. Vote obtained by the MPP candidates, 194. And the vote obtained by the NDC candidate, 262. 1 rejected ballots. Give you a total of 457.
And that is the NDC in Parliament. Meanwhile, the Bono East Regional House of Chiefs has condemned the shooting incident at the Tachiman South Collation Center that led to the death of 2 persons. The House, through its president, Pimampim Yao Kagbese V, appealed to aggrieved parties to seek redress through legal means, adding that the House is teaming up with other stakeholders to bring a lasting solution to the matter. Correspondent Anas Sabit has more in this report.
The entire people of Bono East region for coming out to exercise their democratic rights during the 7th of December 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections. It is relevant to indicate that there are no winners and losers in these elections. It is Ghana that has carried the day, and we should be proud of it.
The House, however, condemned the political violence at the Tachiman South Collation Center that led to the death of 2 persons, leaving several others injured.
Even though there was a massive turnout, the House would like to condemn the unrest that led to an alleged shooting incidents leading to loss of lives in the regional capital, Tachiman. The House shares its sympathy with the bereaved families that were faced with the untimely deaths.
Pimampim Yao Kagbese V called on aggrieved political parties to seek redress through laid-down procedures in order to maintain the peaceful atmosphere of the country.
The House is aware of the concerns of some political parties about the outcome of presidential and parliamentary elections results declared by the Electoral Commission, leading to numerous demonstrations by some members and supporters of some political parties. After the results were declared, this had created tension in the country, which is likely to damage a good image gained over the years. It is the wish of the House to inform all dissatisfied candidates or political parties to endeavor to seek redress by using the laid down processes and procedure for the settlement of electoral disputes.
The House again assures that it is teaming up with other stakeholders to find a lasting solution to the outstanding issues.
It is prudent that all political parties leaders must also urge their supporters to remain calm and act within the confines of the electoral process. The House is hereby calling on all the people of Bono East region to remain calm whilst the House teams up with the other stakeholders to jojo for a possible solution to the misunderstanding issues. Together, we can make it.
Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Tachiman.
Well, from there, the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Tachiman, has apologized to the Member of Parliament-elect for Fomena, Andrew Esiama, for supporting a move to kick him out of Parliament over his decision to go independent. Mr. Esiama, who won back the Fomena seat after a fierce contest, is now the key to the governing New Patriotic Party securing a majority in the next Parliament. Mr. Tachiman has been speaking to Evans Mensah on PM Express.
The party itself has eating humble pie.
No, but I'm asking
and
you.
I belong to the party.
Have you eaten? You must eat humble pie.
I'm saying the party has eaten humble pie.
Have you eaten yours?
I'm part of the party. If
I'm asking you as a person.
If the party has eaten humble pie, by extension of reasoning, it comes to me.
You have eaten humble pie too. In your conversation with him, and this makes possible on the light tone, but it's a serious one. Have you admitted that, listen, we misjudged this? You're a human being, so you make mistakes. Have you admitted this to him?
The matter of the expulsion, you mean?
Yes, expulsion, yes.
Yes.
The way he was treated.
Why? I think that the position of the party is that no.
You keep going to the party, but you represent the party and government in Parliament.
Let's trace our steps back, and so that
James, I know you to be a very humble person. You don't mind at all conceding. Why are you hiding under the cloak of the party when this is you?
I'm a member of the party. I'm a member of the party. The decision was not my decision, but I was bound by that. So if the party now has taken a decision to unwind, it affects me.
So you communicated this to him? You met him?
Why wouldn't I?
You said, I'm sorry.
That the party is sorry, and I'm part of the party, so I'm also sorry.
Let's talk health now. And authorities at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital are worried about rising cases of childhood leukemia or blood cancer. Specialist pediatrician at the Pediatric Oncology Unit, Dr. Yvonne Addo, says the disease has overtaken Burkitt lymphoma, which hitherto topped the charts at the unit. She says the unit had recorded close to 30 new cases as of August this year.
Common childhood cancer accounting for 29% of cancers in children aged 0 to 14 in 2018. Survival rates vary depending on the type of leukemia, but may be as high as 90%. Leukemia is a cancer of the blood. It develops in the soft inner parts of bones where new blood cells are made, known as the bone marrow. When a child has leukemia, the bone marrow produces white blood cells that do not mature correctly. Common childhood leukemia signs and symptoms include excessive tiredness, easy bruising or bleeding, bone pain and paleness. Dr. Yvonne Addo was worried the treatment puts financial burden on parents. She believes roping it onto the National Health Insurance Scheme will go a long way to improve survival of victims.
There are different types of cancers. You asked about the highest cases that we have, and the highest ones are the lymphomas, the non-Hodgkin's lymphomas, which have been the highest for years. And currently we are seeing a very huge rise in the leukemias. And the leukemias, they are cost intensive to treat, okay, and it comes with a lot of the need for a lot of supportive care, like blood and all manner of things, medications and everything. And these are children. Some of the parents have to sell their properties actually to bring their children to the clinic, and sometimes that causes the delay. Okay, so if the government can help us by putting these childhood cancers on insurance, it will help a lot, you know, because like I said before, the childhood cancers, the cure rate outside is 85%, and in Africa it's 15%. And if we say we are a developing country, I think we should be trying to catch up with our compatriots out there.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Chief of Staff and now elected Member of Parliament for the Bantama constituency, Francis Asenso Boache, has donated assorted food and sanitary items to the unit. Founder of Filial Hearts Foundation, Dr. Enes Kwako, and Bantama NPP constituency organizer Thomas Abebio presented the items on behalf of the NP to the unit.
About 3 months ago, they had a childhood cancer awareness raising program. They invited Deputy Chief of Staff, Honorable Francis Asenso Boache, who is currently MP-elect for Bantama. He wasn't able to make it, then he sent me to go and represent him. When I went back and I told him what had happened, he was so touched by the fact that some of the children may be incontinent of stool and urine because of the cancer. And then even however rich the parents are, it is very difficult to keep up with buying sanitary towel to help those children. So we decided that no, this year's party, come and give some money to them to support the party, but also to buy sanitary towel for the children who are incontinent. That's the envelope you saw us passing on to the unit. And he also supported us to bring these wonderful things for the children to enjoy their party. So this year I've been lucky.
Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
The Food and Drugs Authority has assured that Ghana would not become a dumping site for counterfeit and substandard products when the Africa Continental Free Trade Area takes effect in January 2021. Now, the Volta Regional FDA Director, Gordon Akurugu, said his outfit had put in place measures to ensure these products are not either imported or smuggled into the country. Speaking at the FDA's Carol Service in Ho, he implored stakeholders and the general public to partner his outfit in achieving this objective to ensure the safety of the citizenry.
You observe that we introduced something called progressive licensing. This is to help the small and cottage industry to put their products into the market, which goes with a lower fee charge by FDA. FDA has reduced its fees to support the importation of products into the country without compromising the safety and efficacy. And this is all to help the economic growth. You can also bear with me that there is something that has to kickstart 2021 called Africa Continental Free Trade. FDA is an instrumental in it, but we want to assure the general public that we are not going to compromise as Ghana being to be a dumping ground for importers to dump products into Ghana. FDA is going to ensure that we don't get substandard products, falsified products, counterfeit products into our territory. We'll ensure that, and all this is on FDA. I will end by saying that we want to wish all the people in the Volta region, they've supported us a lot, and OT region, and then wish them Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year. All what I will say is that everybody should watch before they buy products in our markets these days. Being it Christmas, being a place, the region being closer to the border, there will be a lot of influx of substandard and unregistered products. The only thing we can do is to ensure that these products don't enter into the country. We have done our part, but the consumers have to be watchful. Watch for registered products, watch for expired products, watch for dental products, And I think that we'll live long to see the 2021. Thank you.
On that note of safety, we wrap up the AM news for this morning. Don't you forget the show is brought to you by Elegant Homes. We bring you more in the newspaper review. That's up next. Well, welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Newspaper Review. As you know, once more, I am your wrecking ball, one-man wrecking ball, and I'll be discoursing with you this morning on the stories from the newspapers. Who knows? I mean, if you have any thoughts, do reach out to us on the AM show. Send us a message and we'll react to that. So let's start this morning with the Daily Graphic. Let me just get my copy here. And, Drivers and patients claims 6 lives, injures 34. That's on page 20 of the Daily Graphic this morning. There's also insurance bill passed to spur growth. Then security during Christmas. No holiday for police. There will be alert to post-election issues. And when you go to the back page, or maybe let me do the middle spread before we move on. African economic recovery from COVID-19, investing in mental health. And then 5 questions to ask your data storage vendor. So who stores your data? And do you know what they are doing with it? That story there is also captured on page 41 of the Minority walking to the EC to present a petition. But the EC says it did not receive prior notice. Of course, the Minority side going on to also discourse, break it down for Ghanaians, why they feel the Tachiman South seat was wrested from them, why they feel they deserve that seat because they won it. And of course, we brought you that in the news. On the back page, public deserts wearing face masks, and that has become a major problem. Thorny one, hasn't it? In recent times, we've had, the president in a number, I think the 19th and 20th addresses, talking about the fact that we're abandoning the wearing of masks and it's becoming a major problem. So maybe let me start from the last one. Despite persistent calls on the public to wear face masks when they are out in the open as a means to stop the coronavirus disease from spreading, people are blatantly disregarding the call and behaving as though there were no longer any threat from the disease. Apart from churches, which still adhere to the prescribed safety protocols, patrons at many social gatherings are not observing the basic rules requiring them to wash hands, wear face masks, sanitize their hands, and ensure social distancing. Here is something I've noticed. I've been around some major institutions and all of that. And even the institutions are relaxing their code when it comes to the COVID protocols. You go there and there are security personnel, all right, but they look on. If you decide to wash, fine. If you don't wash, they allow you in. Some will sanitize your hands and all of that, but it means, we've basically let go to the dogs the protocols we've been following, and that can only bode disaster because in some countries, second waves and beyond, we can't take any risks. But let's delve into the story on page 20 of the Daily Graphic, shall we? It's a very sad one, and yesterday we were in Tachiman. It's about the Arrive Alive campaign. We discoursed with drivers, passengers, the National Road Safety Authority, the DVLA. We spoke to, numerous stakeholders, the MTTD, for example, trying to sensitize people about the need to stay safe around this, period especially, but also to drive safely, cautiously, defensive driving, not offensive driving. And when you read stories like the one I'm about to share with you, it tells you that, well, we ought to take things much seriously. And So driver's impatience claims 6 lives, injures 34. And according to this story, 6 persons, lost their lives and 34 sustained varying degrees of injury in 2 separate accidents involving vehicles colliding when their attempt to overtake other vehicles went bad in the early hours of yesterday. So in one of the accidents, 5 persons died at the Tefle motorway junction in the South Tong district of the Volta region when a blue Ford Transit bus crashed head-on with a Hyundai Universe bus. The remains of the deceased, 4 of whom have been identified as Logoshi Awumega, 48, Joshua Agija, 25, Beauty Fiakome, 34, and Elom Chotome, 30, have been conveyed to the Sogakope District Hospital morgue for preservation and autopsy. Now, in the other accident, and this one occurred at the Gassem Estate near Apoa in the Takradi Agona Nkwanta Road in the Western region. 1 person died with 4 others sustaining injuries when a pickup vehicle driven by an alleged impatient driver. That is what I wanted to focus on. Impatient driver Francis Daze collided with a fully loaded fuel tanker. And you can only imagine the impact. So the caution here is that drivers ought to be measured and patient on the road. In these times, obia pentem, contem brantem, but like Lord Kenya said in that song, contem brantem, ube drew esiye and suntem. You know, let's stay safe. Let's not be in a hurry to get to our graves. So that's just a bit of caution there. But another interesting one I want to dig into right before I move on to other papers. No holiday for police. There will be alert to post-election issues, and all police officers across the country will be on duty during the Christmas festivities to maintain law and order as well as protect lives and property. In line with this, all police officers, whether in uniform or plain clothes, will report for duty to ensure the safety and security of the citizenry during the Christmas and the New Year festivities. Already, police personnel who were deployed to ensure general security before, during and after the December 7 general election have not been recalled but placed on high alert to provide security at all times. So that is the major story there. And that is not news for some of us, not in the sense of this happening, but for us media people, most of us do this all the time. Christmas, holidays, whatever it is, we're here and we're not complaining. We day for you. Let's, shift our attention now to the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And some very interesting stories there as well. Aftermath of election 2020, EC swerves minority over election petition. That's how they couch it. NDC threatens to boycott its activities. And there was quite a threat there by the NDC side yesterday. They were saying, well, you've treated us with some disrespect, and we're also going to find opportune moments to treat you with disrespect. Tit for tat, it would seem. But is that the best way to go? I do not know, but I guess respect begets respect. Gridlock boosts Okada business, and that's another concern as we talk safety, at this time of year. Yesterday, when we were discoursing with, Engineer Adonting of the National Road Safety Authority, together with the MTTD, one of the major matters they mentioned was that Okada, the motorbike riders, and it's not just the Okada operatives, anyone riding a motorbike, whether privately or commercially, it's becoming a chief menace on our roads. In fact, when you consider the statistics this year from Adidome in the Volta region, disheartening. Out of about 64% of the accidents there, when you take the tally, 74% of that is tied to motorbikes, and that is becoming a big issue. But page 16 captures that gridlock boosts Okada business. Observe Christmas in moderation to avoid COVID-19 spikes. That's according to the clergy. And then government to decide school reopening on December the 30th. Let's just do some of those stories quickly from the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And on page 3, it says 30 alleged Western Togoland separatists discharged and re-arrested. So 30 alleged Western Togoland separatists were re-arrested by the police yesterday after the Accra Circuit Court had discharged them. This was after the prosecutor, Assistant Superintendent of Police Sylvester Asari, had withdrawn the charge sheet containing treason felony charges against the accused. So the prosecutor had amended the charge sheet 5 times before yesterday's proceedings, causing counsel for the accused to raise concerns about the abuse of their client's rights. A heated argument ensued between ASP Asari and Messrs. Theophilus Donko and George Asameni when the prosecutor, announced to the court that he was withdrawing the charge sheet. So in sum, they are going back to court. Treason felony withdrawn. But let's see what the new charges will bring to bear. 2 robbers lynched at Tuna, and 2 armed robbers were lynched while 4 other suspects suffered injuries at Tuna in the Sawla Tuna Kalba in the Savannah region. The Savannah Regional Police Public Relations Officer, Assistant Superintendent of Police, Ejoku Mousu, who disclosed this to journalists, that one of the lynched robbers was identified as Osman Isaka, 32, and the other yet to be identified. So something else you want to do around this point in time, this time of year, your security paramount, and safeguard what is yours, because other people will be looking to take it away from you. There's a story tied to that because a welder has been fined 5,400 Ghana cedis for theft. So don't get caught. Let your security be paramount. And maybe I'll just share this tip. If you buy something, kind of like big screen TVs and the rest, don't leave the coverings, the outer parts. When you're throwing your garbage, your rubbish away, you just leave it there. It's a telltale sign. People get to know that, there's someone in this neighborhood who has bought new gadgets, and that can only attract robbers. So take your security seriously and safeguard what is yours. Let's do that story from page 17 that talks about the gridlock boosting the Okada business. And businesses booming for commercial motor riders, popularly known as Okada, in the central business district of Accra due to heavy traffic. Tell me about the traffic. Anyway, commuters have resorted to the use of Okada as a means of easy transportation, especially in the central business district, as the markets are crowded with traders, commuters, and shoppers. So there was massive human and vehicular traffic as a result of trading on pavements and parts of the roads, narrowing the roads for drivers and worsening the congestion. But my caution there again, especially when you find yourself in an area where people are thronging, teeming with human beings, take care of whatever you're holding, your money, your wallet, your bag, whatever it is. You'll be carrying cash around. You want to do some shopping. Take care of yourself. Don't be fleeced and don't lose your money. Let's do some more stories from some other papers. And I'm just going to do this with this stack of papers. The Finder this morning says ICOMS generates 10.5 billion Ghana cedis from June to December 12, 2020. NDC MPs clash with police, blocked from petitioning EC. School reopening dates out December 30. And then 2020 has been gloomy but worthwhile. That's according to the ICU. So let's take that story from page 2 about schools reopening. And it actually says President Akufo-Addo is receiving briefings from the COVID-19 Technical Task Force on limited school reopenings. Based on the briefings, the president is expected to make a firm decision on schools reopening in January 2021 after a cabinet meeting on December the 30th. Addressing a news conference in Accra yesterday, Information Minister Kojo Nkrumah said the task force would work throughout the Christmas period to brief the president and analyze the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on students during the limited school reopenings in July, August, September, and October this year. And mind you, some of these students have not been in school since March thereabouts. And the toll, yes, there will be a toll. So let's see what exactly the plan is moving forward into 2021, especially as we talk vaccinations, especially as we talk COVID-19 still being with us. Adamant virus, basically, adamant. Active coronavirus cases now 946. I felt I would just segue into that. And the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumabwaji, has stated that the country's active coronavirus case count currently stands at 946, just a shade off 1,000. He also stated that the country has so far recorded 54,043 cases. There have been 646,687 tests conducted across the country at the moment, with 8.4% of these coming out positive. So that's almost 1 in 10. That's almost 1 in 10 there, or is it 1 in 100? So new cases recorded this month are 98, a significant decrease from previous months. Right. So the Greater Accra region remains the region with the highest number of cases, 60.9%, Volta 4.6%, Eastern 2.8%, Central 2.6%. And the Daily Guide, police stop NDC MP's march to EC, and teacher in court over Cantonment fire. Let's dig into that one on page 3 of the paper. So police stop NDC MP's march to EC, but teacher in court over Cantonment fire. A teacher, 41, was yesterday hauled before a Kaneshie magistrate court for setting the fire that ravaged parts of the Cantonment market in Accra on December the 15th this year. The accused person, Daniel Komla Da, who is a resident of Ho in the Volta region, is before the court charged with a count of causing unlawful damage, to which he pleaded not guilty. The case of the prosecution is that the suspect set the fire to a section of the market, and the cause of the fire is suspected to be an act of arson, destroying property running into millions of Ghana cedis. He was arrested on December 18, 2020 in Ho after investigations revealed he was a member of a Facebook chat platform called NDC Administrator. So the different theories and even the spins on the story will continue, but for me, what is paramount is that that market went up in flames, and indeed it's left in its wake a lot of destruction to property and beyond. The Daily Dispatch now, Mahama will win 2024 if NPP elects a weak flag bearer. NPP's Nkrabea Ifadate says that. That's a very interesting one I want us to dig into as we prepare to wrap up. Now, the story says John Mahama will win 2024 easily if NPP elects a weak flag bearer. So, former Member of Parliament for Brekum, Captain Nkrabea Ifadate, is of the view that the next general elections in 2024 will be a cool chop. That's what he says for former President John Dramani Mahama. He, however, said there is a caveat on that. He believes it will only be possible if the NPP does not put its act or get its act together by unanimously deciding on a weak candidate to lead the party in the 2024 general elections. My question, though, would be, who is a weak candidate? What determines who a weak candidate is? And is a weak candidate in the eyes of, Captain Nkrabea Ifadate, a weak candidate in the eyes of Ghanaians? So many dynamics to look at, but for him, he believes in 2024, these could actually culminate in a John Mahama win. The Daily Statesman, Mills ruled with 40,000 margin, but Akufo-Addo can't with 500,000. Reopening of schools, president decides after December 30 cabinet meeting. NDC MPs brawl with police. That's the main one for the Ghanaian Observer. The custodian NDC MPs invade EC. Government moves to prevent fire outbreaks at markets. And some of the stories are repetitive, so I won't get into them. But this one on page 3, I shall take from the custodian newspaper. Government moves to prevent fire outbreaks at markets. And the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Hajia Alima Mahama, has announced government will be putting measures in place to ensure that markets in the country have proper management systems. So what does she mean? She announced these after touring the Kaneshie Market Complex and the Odona Market in Accra on Monday. And she said apart from preventing the incessant fire outbreaks in markets, a proper system will also contain them when they do occur. This, according to her, will ensure that the items are recovered in such circumstances before the intervention of fire personnel. So that is the story there. More of same captured by the Republic Press newspaper. It's all about the NDC marching to the EC. And sales boom for cane weavers despite COVID-19. The publisher also carrying the story about the NDC. But finally, from the publisher, election 2020 brouhaha. Jataba roars at EC boss, gives a 2-day ultimatum to declare correct results. Well, let's see if we have enough time for some online story. Okay, so we apparently don't have enough time for that. But sports will be coming your way next on the AM show. Thank you for staying with us for the newspaper review. Do stay for the rest of the show.
Thank you for starting your day with the AM Show team. I'm Gary Al Smith and this is The Sport. First story, former Vice President of the Ghana Football Association, George Afriyie, has accused the leadership of the current administration of being selective in their handling of players who merit national team call-ups. According to him, a player was sent home because he plays for that is, George Afriyie's football club.
Many have accused the leadership of the Ghana Football Association of being selective. Recently, a club official accused the technical team of the Black Satellites of refusing to play his player Salim Mohammed because he campaigned for George Afriyie in the 2019 GFA elections. George Afriyie corroborated the allegations leveled against the technical team by Yakub Abdul Salam, claiming that his player was asked to go home despite reporting to camp.
Let's see what Coach Karim Zito did. He first invited, I think, 140 players, if I'm right. I may be wrong. It was 70. Okay. Then I hear some Division 1 clubs were making noise. So the coach decided to extend invitation to all the Division 1 clubs. So you know what they did? They will call you and ask you to bring one player. They call the Division 1. I'm saying this as a matter of fact. They will call a Division 1 club and ask you that bring one player to the camp. So I was there when I had a call from my administrative officer that, assistant coach of the under-20 has called that they should bring one player. I said, tell him to call the coach of my team. He shouldn't call me. He should call the coach of my team. He shouldn't call me. He should call the coach of my team. And then the guy came back and said, they don't know the number. I said, provide the phone number of the under-20 coach of my team to the coach. So the guy then finally gave them one player. And incidentally, the player comes from Wa. He's one of the best players in my team. He's called Haji, was Osman Haji from Wa. He's called Osman Haji from Wa. So I said, do you know that when the boy got to the camp, traveled all the way and got to the camp, they told him that they finished what we call COVID, so she should go back. And guess what I told my administrative officer? When he called me, I said, forget it. You shouldn't call any player. If they cannot deal with the coach, you don't do it. But the guy went behind me and still sent the boy. I said, look, if you send the boy, they'll send him back because it's George. He didn't believe me. So he sent the boy, they sent him back. This happened here. But I've never talked about it before. Have you ever heard me or any member of my team complaining about this? But this thing happened.
Mr. Afriyie has advised the GFA to ensure an all-inclusive management of Ghana football.
In the year 2017, is that the 2017 we played the WAFO? Yes. Okay. You recall that prior to the WAFO, we had lost the CHAN qualifying match to Burkina Faso. The technical team were summoned before the executive committee. I sat in that meeting. I remember very well asking, you can ask all the coaches from Kwesi Appiah, Dauda Lutrot, and Masue Kunedu. I personally ask, how come Lomote has not been called into the local Black Star? You ask them. George. I didn't say my player. I said, Dreams FC's Lomote, why is he not part of the list? Because we were playing in the same zone, remember? Yes. Dreams and Planets were in the same zone. So I've seen the player play. And I think that at the level they were calling players, that player merit the call-up. And I've done that. Look, I was the chairman of the National Under-20. Palmer dominated the Under-20. I was the chairman of the Under-20. Interallies dominated the Under-20. It is Ghana you are serving. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all where the player is coming from. If the player is coming from Bumpurugu and he's a good player, he's Ghana.
The Black Satellites won the Wafu Zombie Cup of Nations after a 2-1 victory over Burkina Faso last weekend.
Speaking of national assignments, Asante Kotoko today welcome Sudanese top flight side Al Hilal at the Accra Stadium as they seek a CAF Champions League group stage berth. Here's a Joy Sports preview.
A 1-1 draw and an awarded 2-0 victory over Mauritanian League winners FC Nouadhibou saw the Porcupine Warriors advance to the current stage. Al Hilal battled Ugandan side Vipers in the preliminary round and came away with an aggregate 2-0 win. All eyes will be on Kotoko, who will be guided by interim coach Johnson Smith in their quest to become a driving force on the continent. Kotoko have recorded 1 defeat in their last 5 games. In the Ghana Premier League, Johnson Smith's side recorded 1-0 victories over Dreams FC and Legon Cities. Their 1-0 defeat came at the hands of Great Olympics. Al Hilal have also lost once in their last 5 games. They grabbed 2 consecutive 1-0 victories over Vipers recently.
It starts what should be a hectic 14 days for the Porcupine Warriors, and as you know already, their fixture schedule was quite big. They started with playing Olympics. They lost that game, and then of course they beat Dreams FC in their last league match. But today we'll begin what will be an average of 4 matches 4 matches every 4 days or so, some even every 3 days, and this is what it looks like. So today, the 23rd, sees them in the CAF Champions League with Al Hilal in Accra, and then in 4 days' time, they play Mediama in the Ghana Premier League. Then on the 3rd of January, they play Dwarfs in the league as well, before going to Sudan for their away leg fixture against Al Hilal.
To go green. Hopefully you've learned a thing or two from that. Welcome back on the AM show. And this morning we have quite an interesting discussion lined up. It's all about the NDC and its own collation of Tachiman South, the parliamentary election results. There they are saying the candidate won the seat, that he should be the Member of Parliament for Tachiman South in the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic. Joining us to get into that matter, Roxanne Nelson Dafiamakbo is Member of Parliament for South Dai, and he has been gracious enough to join us this morning. Honourable, a very good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Thank you very much for being here.
It's a pleasure, having you join us this morning on the show. And maybe felicitations, congratulations are in order.
Yes.
South Dai retaining that seat. Quite a margin too.
Yeah.
What was the margin this time around?
It was 14,000.
14,000. Yes. But it would also appear that, the NPP, the incumbent, is making some inroads there. And with 14,000, I don't think you can breathe easy.
Well, the contest was really amongst 3 of us. So it was myself, the DC who stood on the ticket of the MPP, and the PPP candidate. So in the scheme of things, the PPP candidate came second.
Right.
He came second. And the DC. But yes, I agree that the DC improved from 500 votes in 2016 to 2,200.
But it would be gains for other parties, and that can't bode well for, your party, the NDC, especially as we see now that you've lost Hohoi.
We lost Hohoi for 3 key reasons.
What are the reasons? 3
key reasons. One, for the unconstitutional decoupling of Central Kofi, Akpafu, Lolobi areas from the Hohoi constituency.
Unconstitutional, you say?
Unconstitutionally.
The Lolobi and Akpafu group, they have put certain petitions forward and all of that. But are you then suggesting gerrymandering? Is that what you're suggesting?
It's even worse than gerrymandering.
So what is it?
Constitutionally, Article 47(6) says that if the Electoral Commission, you have the power to create constituencies or to vary constituency boundaries. But if you do so, it will not be effective until the life of that parliament comes to an end. So nobody says that don't take SAL, as they are called, to other places, to other constituencies, or create a new constituency for them. Nobody says EC hasn't got the power to do so. But you cannot implement it now. It becomes effective from 2021.
Right.
Yes.
But so what does that mean, basically?
What it means is that EC sought to take them away from Norway and refuse to allow them to vote. And it's a constitutional aberration to actually deny the people the fundamental right of exercising their investor suffrage. But nobody appears to be interested in the matter.
So we've seen the Guan, issue. We've seen Lolobi and Akpafu, and all of that.
It's the Guan, but the same people.
Yes, exactly. But in the course of its work, the Electoral Commission.
Yes.
Don't you feel some leeway ought to be given, especially as it's a human institution and it's conducted an election that, by and large, was able to deliver some, successes? Don't you feel that
no, my brother,
some of these they should be given some leeway?
Maybe you need to understand what they did. They asked the people to cast their presidential ballot,
right,
and refused to allow them to cast the parliamentary ballot. How does that make sense when the organization of both elections are constitutionally time-bound? You just don't get up and organize parliamentary elections. You just don't get up and organize presidential elections. Indeed, we are supposed to do so 1 month, at least 1 month to the end of the term of the life of one parliament. So to organize another parliamentary elections, conditions will have to be triggered as outlined in the Constitution. So it's not something you do out of the ordinary. So once it's time for you to do that, you ought to have taken the appropriate legal steps, which you are mandated to do.
And you feel the EC hasn't taken...
They bastardized it.
Those steps?
Sorry?
You feel the Electoral Commission hasn't followed those steps?
Yes, you decided to create a new region, all right? And create the new regional boundary in such a way that the SAL area is now taken to Uti.
Yeah.
So the Constitution also frowns on that. Article 47(2) says that you cannot create a new constitution that straddles the boundaries of two regions. So in the first place, they erred. Now,
who erred? Who specifically?
EC.
Okay.
Because the people resisted. So if you have hived off those people and taken them to Uti, the natural thing to do was to have added them to Buem constituency. Right. You didn't do that. So you are toying with the emotions of the people. In one breath, you want to add them to Buem.
Is that to say you disagree with the EC moving forward? This has happened, and they are saying that they're going to remedy the situation from next year. Is that not a positive step?
How would they remedy it? So
you've heard the Electoral Commission.
It's a constitutional aberration that has to be
but
corrected.
I am saying that the Electoral Commission has said that there are going to be provisions for those people. Moving on.
How would they do it? They should tell us. Would they create a new constituency for them?
And that actually brings me to this question. Now, at the start of the Fourth Republic, we had some 200, constituencies, so to speak. And now we have 275. Are there any?
We went to 230.
Yes. And now we have 200, 230, 275. Do you foresee that with all these reconfigurations of regions and all of that, and of course, like we're seeing in this instance, maybe more constituencies need to be created? Is that something that you foresee coming up in the Fourth Parliament?
In fact, the idea was mooted quietly.
It was mooted quietly?
It was mooted quietly by this government.
When?
But I think about 2 years ago.
Right.
There was a small debate in Parliament, and it came up that perhaps we may have to, when we get to 300, we may have to put a ceiling. So they toyed with the idea. So it's probably likely that we may have 25 more additional constituencies to make it 300.
Ahead of 2024?
Yes, perhaps.
Likely?
Perhaps. I don't make those decisions. But the point I'm making is that I was present when the idea was mooted. But I'm sure they looked at a few things.
Is that an idea you side with? Not necessarily as the NDC, but as Roxanne Dafiamakbo.
Why not? If you look at a constituency like Whole West, where my senior Vedra, his constituency stretches from all the way Honuta to Abutia Kisifli. If you look at
large swathe of land.
Large. And so an area like that can be affected. If you look at Domi Kwabenya, look at the population.
Massive.
Massive.
Ashaiman.
Ketu
there are so many of them. Ketu South, Bantama. But I don't know whether...
figure.
Because these places you're mentioning, some of them are also the world banks of, the two major political parties.
No, it's not about being World Bank. It's about It's about creating the constituency in such that the people will feel the effect of their elected representative.
Right.
Now, if you ask one person, for instance, if some of the smallest constituencies, for instance, South Dine, I may consider myself as one of the smallest. Okay? If you compare me to the work that Ashaman does, he may not be fair.
Honorable Norbert.
No, yes, Ernest Nogbe. If you look at his population size, if you look at the population size of Ketu South, it's not fair that we are asked to manage this from the same level.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that those that are so large in terms of population density could be, divided.
Well, at least we thank God that the likes of Honorable Dogbe are not complaining about the work, because indeed you put yourselves up to serve the people.
Yes.
So that's the bottom line.
But
it's understandable.
The reality.
It is understandable what you're saying. So we'll be delving into the Tachiman South issue, but I just want to find out, what is the current state of the NDC, as of today?
State of the NDC.
State of the NDC. You have lost an election.
Yes.
You don't have the majority in Parliament.
We haven't lost.
You are smarting in many respects. What is the state of the NDC? You're disputing.
We are disputing.
But what stands now? You've lost an election.
We haven't lost an election.
Okay.
We are disputing the outcome of the election.
What the Electoral Commission has told us, you lost.
We haven't lost. So now, what the situation is that I will have to take a court to make that determination. And you know that unless we concede, we didn't concede.
Right.
So the election is still in dispute. The outcome, especially the presidential.
Are you suggesting, Honorable Dafia McPaul, that until you concede, the election, the results as gazetted by the Electoral Commission do not stand? Is that what you're suggesting?
The law is very clear that the Gazette notification is only a prima facie evidence. And the point I'm making on your national forum is that we are disputing the outcome.
Right.
And once that is made public, it means the election is still in abeyance.
Okay.
But constitutionally, because the Constitution does not anticipate a vacuum, whatever it is will go on. The things will proceed as normal.
Right.
But we'll litigate the matter.
So litigation still on course?
Yes.
Because we've spoken to, recently we spoke to General, Secretary, General Secretary, I should say, of your party, Asiedun Ketia. And he was suggesting that, yes, in some instances, at least one instance, there are certain other requirements for which reason you can't immediately go to court. And, for such reasons, you're hitting the streets and all of that. But eventually you will go to court.
You see, the point he made.
Let's just make that point. Yes. Eventually, you will go to court because time is running out.
Time, we have 21 days. Why is everybody trying to stampede us to go into court?
No one is stampeding. No. It's a reality.
No, yes, but you have time. The Constitution says we have 21 days. Same provision has been amplified in CI 127, 21 days, and we are still within time.
Right.
So let everybody be calm about that.
But the point to be made is that
you just don't get
before the exhaustion of the 21 days, the NDC will be
certainly so.
Right.
Certainly. Right. So. From where I sit, the enormity of the workload that has been done to be able to, you just don't get up and go to court.
Right.
Yes, you must.
It's understandable.
Yes.
You were yesterday. Should I use the word avoided or should I use the word not engaged by the Electoral Commission, and the police also, met you at some point. Let's start with that. How come you didn't? Was there a notification of the Electoral Commission?
Yet.
You notified the Electoral Commission that you were going to pay them this visit of demonstration.
It's not a pay. No, we didn't demonstrate.
You were marching on the streets. You have the right to do that. But marching on the streets, you went with a sort of petition.
As the question, let me clarify.
Okay. So what was it that you did yesterday?
What we did yesterday was that as a caucus, we decided to present a petition to the Electoral Commission.
Right.
And the minority leader, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, preceded that with a letter, a formal communication from his outfit.
To the Electoral Commission?
To the Electoral Commission.
When was this?
No, I think the day before. Now
the day before yesterday.
The day before. Now the Electoral Commission comes out with a statement to say that yes, they received the statement, the notice of our visit or our desire to present a petition, but indeed that notice got to them in the morning of when we were working to do the presentation.
So let's just clarify timelines. Supposedly on Monday, that letter was sent.
Yes.
On Tuesday,
yes,
you embarked on the demonstration.
Yes.
And the message was that the Electoral Commission had not got your notice early enough. They had got it yesterday.
Yes.
But if you planned any such engagement, why not at least give maybe, I don't know whether to say more ample time?
Is the Electoral Commission
Is
the Electoral Commission a court of law? Even a court of law allows short notice.
Should I remind you of the status of the Electoral Commission's chair?
It's a constitutional body, just like SHRAG, just like any other constitutional body.
But with any of those bodies, if you wanted to present a petition or anything,
they are even lucky we gave them notice.
They are lucky.
They are lucky we gave, out of courtesy, we gave them notice.
Right.
So for you to say that the notice was so short that you cannot make yourself available to receive a petition from 106 members of Parliament of the Republic of Ghana.
Did you feel insulted?
Very, very insulted.
Right.
To the extent that the regional police commander, Kosifori, will tell us that he will not allow us to present a petition to a constitutional body in the Republic of Ghana. So he actually blocked our way.
The police was just trying from what we've heard from them, maintain the peace.
Which peace? We were walking, 106 persons were walking a distance of 800 meters from the premises of Parliament to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission. Is 800 meters, less than 1 kilometer.
Right.
What sort of, why?
This is an institution of state, one that, especially on the back of an election that you are disputing,
yes,
there is some anxiety. You don't feel it was right for the police,
are we disputing,
for the police to be there?
Are we disputing the elections
to prevent any happenings? You don't feel?
Are we disputing the elections with bows and arrows and cutlasses? No, that's not the situation. They should stop. They should stop creating these things.
What things?
The fact that they are stampeding the NDC into becoming violent. Why?
How so?
We are walking peacefully, and then you commandeer a whole police unit to come and block our way.
I saw some of the police officers actually walking with you in the midst of you.
No, those are the personal aides, the security aides of our leadership.
Right.
They refuse to even give us men.
They refuse.
Look.
You're saying, let's just make a point that you're saying, so you notified the police?
We notified the police,
when did you notify the police?
Parliament has a divisional unit.
Yes.
We notified the divisional unit, and that's all that we were supposed to do.
Right.
Even that too is out of courtesy, and I'll explain.
But when
we notify our
marshal, quickly look at the when. Was that also on Monday?
That was also on Monday.
So you notified the police on Monday.
Yes.
You send the letter to the Electoral Commission on Monday.
On Monday.
Right.
And we notify our marshal. So we had a clearance to go. But Kosifori overrode the other notice to the divisional commander in Parliament and did what he did. My brother, do I need a police permit to walk to present a petition? This is not a demonstration. He confuses what we did with a demonstration. It is not.
What's the difference, basically? Because, like I said, the law makes provisions for demonstrations.
Yes.
And when you are going to demonstrate,
we did not demonstrate.
You must follow certain
protocols. Walked. It was a walk.
What's the difference, really?
Well, look at the law.
Let me paint this picture. If 50, 100 workers of the Multimedia Group Limited feel aggrieved in a certain way, and we march towards an institution of state to present a petition, is that a walk or a demonstration?
It's a walk.
Right.
It's a walk. It's a walk. Especially if you can.
My problem is you're still failing to delineate the difference, legally speaking, because we're applying the law here between a walk and a demonstration.
Let me tell you, when you hold placards, when you think that in the course of demonstrating your displeasure, your grievances, you may not be able to control your membership. Then you notify the police. All that they have to do is to provide security. They are not supposed to come and beat you. They are not supposed to stampede you. They are not supposed to block your way and all that. Their duty is to come, out of that notice, to come and give you protection.
Right.
So others don't take advantage and misconduct themselves.
Right.
106 members of parliament not holding placards, holding a 3-page petition,
right,
19-paragraph petition,
right,
one petition to go and present. And Ghana Police Service says that today we cannot do that.
The police was...
You recall...
hold on.
No, let me give you an instance.
Right.
You recall that we did a similar thing. When Sam George, our brother Sam George, had an issue and we made a presentation, we presented a petition to the IGP. We also walked from the presence of Parliament to the CID headquarters. Nobody blocked our way.
Was there any act of unprofessionalism in the way the police acted yesterday? They say they were merely doing their work.
What sort of work?
Was there any unprofessionalism in there?
Of course.
What was it?
The unprofessionalism from the police service yesterday were this. One, to block the path of members of parliament from going to present a mere petition. A mere petition. We were not holding gadgets. We were not holding cutlasses. We were not holding placards. On what basis would you do that?
Not even on the basis of security?
What sort?
On the basis of preventing any encounters? Don't you foresee that maybe if you had met some of these, members of the Electoral Commission, there could have been some exchanges that would not have been pleasant?
You are speaking of hypothetical situations.
But it could have happened.
Hypothetically.
It could have happened.
I have no idea. But presenting a petition and turning away, how could any of these could have resulted in a scuffle?
All right. So you call it unprofessional. What are the contents of that 19-paragraph petition?
That we demand that it's a fact that no official collation was done in respect of the Tachiman South public elections held, in respect of the presidential and parliamentary.
Right.
In blatant breach of Regulation 43 of CI 127.
Right.
And so on that basis, we're calling for collation of the results and to be detailed in the Form 1D and Form 1C in the Schedule to CI 127. Then the CI 127 also provides that when you do that, you endorse it and give copies to the candidates. All right? So we demanded that should also be done. And then third, that the supposed declaration of the results, when no collation took place, was also wrongful in law. And so the collation should be done, properly so called. The collation sheet properly endorsed, copies given to the parties, then declaration done.
Right.
Yes.
So those are the contents.
And we added, I think paragraph 19 of the petition, we added that we're taking these steps notwithstanding any other steps that we may want to take, or not, notwithstanding any other further steps we may want to take in this matter.
Okay. So that is basically
without prejudice to whatever we may want to do.
Right. What you wanted to present to the Electoral Commission yesterday.
Yes.
And you also cite later on, you also made mention of a polling station which was not added to the Tachiman South results in terms of the votes and all of that. Later, when there was that interaction with the minority leader Haruna Idrisu and the deputy.
Officially, 5 polling stations were outstanding.
Right.
Okay. So if you heard the Electoral Commissioner herself properly, on the night of the 9th, she did indicate that she was making this declaration minus Tachiman South.
Right.
So we have not been told publicly when Tachiman South had been properly collated. So no collation took place. So we are asking that the collation should be done in respect of all the 267, in fact 267, 67 because the special voting, they split it into 2. So, but in counting the results, they had to be merged into one. Right. So now officially they have 266 polling stations. Right. And the collation had to be done in respect of all the 266 polling stations in Tachiman South.
Right. And so the next move on Tachiman South is what? And I pose this question going back to what I asked you earlier about the legal remedies you're going to see. Because like it or not, the Court of Public Opinion will not deliver a verdict on Tachiman South. Even if the Court of Public Opinion did, it would not have any impact.
I agree.
What are the timelines? 7 days and counting. What are the timelines of the NDC in terms of initiating legal procedures? Are you going to wait till the last minute? When are you starting this?
The relevant evidence on Tachiman South have been gathered. Right. Indeed, yesterday, if you monitored what we did after, we did a public collation of the results, and clearly we had won the seat.
Well, per what you put out there.
Yes, and there can be no other way of doing so than what we did. That is the way it's supposed to be done anyway. The courts, even if you go to
But if that were the way, why would the EC declare different results?
That's what's baffling everybody. That's why everyone is baffled. Because you're supposed to count and declare who got the higher votes. That's all. Even if we go to court, the court will order what we did to be done.
Right. And per your collation, your candidate, it's interesting though, because you've moved from your candidate winning by over 700 votes, now winning just over 200 votes.
Yes.
Why the disparities? Why the disparities?
It's the counting.
What is the problem with the counting?
Sometimes somebody is speaking a figure of say 109, and may pick 106. Or someone is speaking 111 and may pick 119. Those things happen. So you need to scrutinize.
In this instance, whose fault would it be? The officials of the Electoral Commission, your party agents, or what?
No, officials of the Electoral Commission. They are supposed to do the proper collation.
Right.
That is why the collation is the aggregation of all the polling station results. So it's at the collation center that you do the proper additions. In fact, in my situation in Southern, as at 1 a.m. of the next day, on the 8th, we detected that 99 votes had been added to the presidential vote of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo.
Right. What did you do about it?
We took it out because when we did, you see, you do the proper additions. These officers, they've been working from 7 a.m. till about 5 p.m. There's fatigue, mental fatigue even. So you need to recheck. The collations are rechecking. You are not recounting, but when you are doing the additions, you cross-check. So all the parties are on the alert. So when I mention 100, let's say, Far polling station, Kokomlemle, you got 100, I got 99. My agents are supposed to confirm that, yes, that was all we got. So if it is 96 and it's not 99, he has to say so.
Right.
If it is 80 and it is not 100, he has to say so.
Right.
Yes.
And on that very bit of agents, Honorable Mercer, a member of Parliament for Ifutu, has been saying, I think this was...
No, Mercer is for second D.
Second D, yes. He has been, mentioning. He mentioned on Saturday with Samson Lade. He actually made mention of the fact that some of your agents, suggesting that some of your agents might not have been on top of matters because they did their collation during the elections and they knew exactly what was happening. Their agents were feeding them with the information, that is the MPP. And so they were on top of matters, but it appears some of your agents were not on top of matters, and that has culminated in some of the problems you're having now with some of these disputed parliamentary seats.
You see,
let's make it very brief.
Yes, I'll be very brief, but it's an illogical analysis to make.
It's illogical?
Yes.
Why?
Why? They're also contesting certain seats that we won, aren't they?
Right.
So were their agents sleeping? These are not issues of agency matters. These are real technical matters.
Okay.
Additions, problems with additions. Even the Electoral Commissioner got her additions wrong.
You've, before we wrap, you've suggested that you're going to, like in the words of Shakespeare, measure for measure. and you're saying that the Electoral Commission has treated you with some disrespect, and you're going to return
and contempt
that disrespect.
And contempt.
Don't you think, in the spirit of Christmas, maybe, in the spirit of togetherness, oneness, peace, and unity, even if you feel disrespected, you should let go?
This is an institution that says that they are taking a Christmas break for 30 days. Commencing today, 30 days.
Is that a problem?
That is a huge problem.
What is the problem there?
The problem is that they don't have the power to do that.
So they can't rest?
It's not about rest.
Right.
You don't ask all your offices nationwide to go home to rest for 30 days.
Right.
You don't have that power.
Right.
There are working days in the Republic of Ghana sanctioned by law, and there are holidays. So you can grant a staff member who puts in leave, application for leave days to go and rest for 30 days,
right,
if you so desire. But you don't shut down the whole institution for 30 days. Which law, under which law are they proceeding?
Right. So you've suggested that it's going to be measure for measure with the Electoral Commission. What exactly are you going to do?
Well, when we get to that bridge, we'll cross.
You've suggested certain things about when they come to Parliament and all of that. What exactly is it going to be, this payback?
When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it, my brother.
Can't you give us even an idea of what it's going to be in terms of...
You see, let me give you one instance.
Right.
The Electoral Commission, led by the Electoral Commissioner, came to Parliament, I think a week or so before we went on recess. Now, we asked her specific questions. She refused to even answer those questions.
Right.
It was part of the discussion she shows to Parliament.
Right.
Specific questions were asked about the Lolobi issue. She refused to answer.
Right.
And then you come back on 7 p.m., 6th of December. Then you issue instruction and say that the people of Lolobi won't vote in the parliamentary, but will vote in the presidential. Now the chiefs are saying even their presidential vote, you didn't factor them into the national reckoning. So when you treat members of parliament with such contempt, disrespect, you extend this courtesy to us. Well, when you appear before our committee, perhaps we'll also get up and leave you.
Right. So that could be one of the remedial measures. My producers are breathing down my neck, but I have to do this. I want to do this. When you look at the Daily Dispatch this morning, the front page, the banner headline is Mahama will win 2024 if NPP elects a weak flag bearer. That's actually it right there. So Mahama will win 2024 if NPP elects a weak flag bearer. That's Captain Nkrabia Efadate, of all people, saying that. And what a weak candidate for the NPP would be, I don't know. Benefson himself has come out with a list of likely candidates in some surveys. How do you feel about this? Is the NDC thinking of putting forward John Dramani Mahama again?
This matter hasn't even come up. We are contesting an election.
No, but currently, when you have an election that has been declared for somebody,
this is somebody's conjecture. What is the meaning of a weak candidate? That is their problem. If they intend to elect a weak candidate, that's the problem of the MPP.
Right. Who would be a weak candidate in the MPP?
I have no idea what even that means.
Right.
And we should stop some of these things. You elect your leader. You understand? You don't have to tell people that you elected a weak leader. Your leader is your leader. So if they intend to elect a weak person, that's their palaver.
Could we see John Dramani Mahama in 2024?
It's a possibility. Why not? Is it bad?
Honorable Dafiamepo, thank you very much for engaging us this morning. Roxin Dafiamepo is a member of parliament, elect again, if I can put it that way, for South Dai. In the Volta region. And he's joined us for this discussion. Once more, thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
It's been exciting. It's been exciting.
I use the opportunity to extend Christmas messages to my people in South Dai. Also to thank them very much for renewing my mandate. I'll continue to serve them at the highest level and with the best of my efficiency.
Maybe you could express that in Ewe as well. But let's do some of
it. Marco Mon Popo Madogbene South interpreted Peki Pali Peve Tongove Akpenemi, the bottom the parliament. Mano Miango, Awodo Sesen, Aleve South Uncle, at the Ajefiato, at the Gato, at the Du, Blibo. Mazamon Popo Mado Blonia Ojoban, Yanem Yabete, to Ajebi, by Peve, by Sakwe, by Kam, by Wawasi, by Sanga, by Chienu. Avetile, Chame, Chanakpe, Gemini, agodake atokropo abui chita ahon kaira chate pebo me tudume blonya jogwe nuyana mi abetelo.
Vice-Man, thank you very much for joining us. And that is the Member of Parliament for South Dai. Well, from here, we take a look at the year 2020 in review from the viewpoint of the acting Nigerian High Commissioner. She talks about Ghana-Nigeria trade relations, the impasse, and many more. Our guest, Her Excellency, the acting Nigerian High Commissioner to Ghana, Esther Adebola Arewa. That is up next on the AM show. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. You are acting High Commissioner of Nigeria to Ghana.
Yes.
And I know you've been, at post since early this year.
Yeah.
What has that been like? How has it been for you this past year at the helm of affairs?
Actually, it's been interesting. Actually, the reason why I'm here is to build on the relations that has been existing between Nigeria and Ghana for, I think, it predates independence. So the cordial relations that has been existing between our two countries. That's why I'm here, and I've been working in collaboration with host authorities to build on the existing relations. Yeah. And I appreciate the fact that when we send reports to them, they swing into action to get them to give us response. And then also working with the Nigerian community. I mean, we have various Nigerians in different fields, and they've been distinguishing themselves in their various fields, and also they've been law-abiding in Ghana. So it's not been difficult working with them here.
Right. And I'm supposing you were here with the commission until you took up
yes,
the acting
I arrived
position.
last year. That was 2019, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I arrived, yes, 2019, June. And then January, Ambassador Bikwe had to hand over to me since he was leaving. So I became acting High Commissioner.
Right.
Yeah.
And up to this point in time, you speak of how things have flowed for you in your work, but have there been any specific challenges that you can speak of? I know in every work setting there are some challenges. For you, what have those challenges been?
There have been some issues. Okay, let me put it this way. Like the time our building was hit, it came as a shock. But what gave me comfort, or what gave us, the Nigeria High Commission, comfort, was the way the Ghanaian government waded into the situation, and they were able to see that actually the land belonged to us. We were able to present necessary documents, and they ruled in our favor, and everything is being done right now to make sure that they fulfill their promise to the Nigerian government. And what was their promise? Is that they will put the building back in shape, up to the level where it was before it was demolished. And that's a sign that the Ghanaian government is really interested in Nigeria-Ghana relations, and they don't want anything to cause a sort of degeneration in our relationship. So I appreciate that.
Especially now that you bring this up, so is that to say the building in question that was brought to the ground, that was raised down, has it started being raised up again, or is it still at the stage of a promise?
It's still at the stage it was demolished, but the host authorities, they're working on making everything is being put back together again. And we've been having meetings and so.
Are there any timelines? 2020 has ended basically. Is the project starting maybe next year, early next year?
I believe the Ghanaian government will keep their promise. So that's just what we're holding on. So that's it. I believe very soon they'll swing into action.
Let's talk Ghana-Nigeria relations. It's been a tricky year, maybe year and a half.
All right.
And some of the issues might, come with emotions and all of that. But How have you at Post, especially this year, so many things have come up, trade relations, a lot of matters, and then what you mentioned, the bit about that, the demolition of that structure and all of that.
All right.
As High Commissioner, how have you been able to use diplomacy to get past all of these, and are we making progress? Ghana, Nigeria, in terms of our relationship, are we making progress?
I think when you're talking about we making progress, in every relationship there's always room for improvement, and I believe it can be better. When you're talking of Nigeria, Ghana, you're talking about the two, I think, largest countries in ECOWAS. So what they have to do is that they just have to keep working together to uphold the values of ECOWAS, to make sure that there is economic integration between the two countries, to make sure that there's people-to-people relations, that people-to-people relations are being improved on a daily basis. And what else? They just have to make sure that they keep moving forward. So there's always room for improvement. So that's what I have to say.
But at least some strides made this year.
This year? Yeah, with regards to our traders, which I believe made headlines, the
Guta engagements and the locking of shops and all of that.
Our Speaker of House of Representatives, he was here, and there was dialogue between him and his counterpart in Ghana. And then he also met with the president. And then they talked about this Ghana-Nigeria Business Council, which they're planning to establish. So I believe that things will move forward. And especially when you look at this, after that is coming on, I believe that things will have a change in the right direction.
It's taken some negatives to get us to the positives we're seeing now. And yes, you've started touching on some of the ways to integrate and all of that, but what else do we do to stay on that trajectory so that we don't go back to this point? Because it's very easy, if you look at our sub-region, it's very easy to take one step forward, 2 steps backwards, and that cycle continues. As a diplomat, from your end, what else do we do to ensure that the gains we're making are sustained?
One thing I want to realize is that Nigeria already has a lot of business people here. We have businesses being owned by Nigerians here. And also in Nigeria, you have some Ghanaians there. They've made Nigeria their home, practically. So I think we should just continue promoting socio-economic relations. We should really work on that. We should make sure that nothing makes that go down, but we should just keep promoting economic integration between us.
Right. Let's talk COVID-19. It has changed the way the whole world views things, works. The Nigerian High Commission here, how have you coped in these times of COVID-19? The lockdown early in the year, you were here. Through all of that, what has the experience been like?
Oh, that's a question. Yeah, we're all hit by the COVID-19 situation, and I won't say it caught us unawares. We knew that it was coming. And so what the Nigerian High Commission did was that, in line with government's directive for a lockdown, we had to send most of our staff members home. So most of our staff had to stop coming to the office, and then the consular section was closed down. And then the few of us that were coming, we just had to make sure there was Veronica bucket out there, sanitizers, we had our face mask, we had the temperatures, just to make sure that there was no incidence of COVID-19. And then eventually when the lockdown was eased up a bit, staff members resumed, and then we had to keep observing all the protocols just to make sure there will be no issue of COVID-19 in our office, and there has never been.
No case recorded?
No case.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And especially when the borders were shut and all of that, I'm sure that too had its own impact on the High Commission, because then maybe certain inflows couldn't come as expected?
You mean with regards to Nigerians coming to Ghana or leaving Ghana?
Well, both ways, because the borders of Ghana were shut.
Yeah, the borders were shut. I'll put it this way, suddenly, sort of, because some people were traveling.
You didn't expect it?
I could say we expected, but maybe just, it's going to be shut on Monday. And then some people had already taken off from Abidjan, and then they got to Ghana and they were stranded. Some were in the motor park and all that. But eventually we had to start liaising with host authorities, sending their names to them so that they could get approval to be evacuated. So we had to evacuate quite a number of Nigerians that were stranded in Ghana back home. So they were allowed to pass through the borders.
Wow. So, Your Excellency, 2021 is just around the corner, and Nigeria in the Committee of Nations is a big wig. We call you Big Brother here in Ghana. Now, what are the plans in terms of engagement with Ghana moving into 2021 and in the sub-region and beyond? What is the plan for Nigeria?
Okay, we look forward to a more robust relationship with Ghana. And as you can see, I think in line with the AFTA going on, Nigeria has opened its borders. The agreement has been ratified. We have deposited the instrument of ratification. So Nigeria looks forward to a more robust business relationship with economic relations with Ghana. And I believe it's vice versa.
Most definitely. I want to believe so as well, though I am not a diplomat for Ghana. But since you've mentioned this, the Africa Free Trade agreement with the HQ here in Accra, do you think that is one of those very pertinent steps in fostering what you were just speaking of? Because you spoke about regional integration and business as well as part of it. Is that one of those things that Ghana and Nigeria should really hold on to in building our relations?
Okay, yes. The two countries are, can I use the word large? The two countries have been working together, before independence, and they have been collaborating on various issues. So I believe they can achieve a lot with regards to this recent agreement after when it comes to economic relations.
Right. Yeah. Finally, Your Excellency, Christmas is with us. We're in Christmas week, and I believe it's just Friday when we get to celebrate, Christmas. How are you going to be celebrating it anyway?
Oh, I'll be enjoying it here in Ghana.
Right. Is your family here?
Yes, my family is here.
Okay, so it's going to be a family affair?
Yeah, more of a family affair, indoors,
Are you interacting with Nigerians at any point during this Christmas?
Maybe some may come visiting, but I have plans to meet with them, but not on Christmas Day.
Not on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, not just to the Nigerian community in Ghana, especially to them, but also to all of Ghana, what would be your Christmas message to us?
Okay, my Christmas message is that, we still have the COVID issue around. So I'll just say, as they're celebrating, they should just maintain the protocols of COVID and celebrate and make sure they remain law-abiding, make sure they don't go into any form of trouble, and they should continue to uphold the image of Nigeria here in Accra, Ghana. Here in Ghana general, not just in Accra. But I must tell you that, yes, Nigerians have been good at distinguishing themselves in their various professions here in Ghana and helping to boost cordial relations between Nigeria and Ghana.
It's said that wherever you go, no matter where, you always find Nigerians and Ghanaians.
Yeah, and we're brothers,
We are. Brothers and sisters. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
And then also to Ghanaians, I wish them all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, we wish you same.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for engaging us, Your Excellency.
All right, thank you.
And we wish you the very best. Is there any possibility of staying on at post?
You mean after my tenure?
Yes.
I'm a diplomat.
You are acting now, so is there any possibility of...
I have to hand over to the incoming High Commissioner.
Right.
So that's it.
Right.
Well, it's been a pleasure engaging you,
Thank you,
Your Excellency, and we wish you the very best in all your endeavors.
Same to you. Thank you.
And that was our conversation with Her Excellency Esther Adebola Arewa, Nigerian High Commissioner to Ghana, acting. And she has intimated there that she will be replaced come 2021. But right now, we move on to talk about a subject that all of us are interested in. It has to do with owning your home. Waylead Properties offers flexible payment terms for clients during the festive season, and that's my focus, the payment terms, flexible. And our guests this morning, Eunice Chikata, properties sales consultant. There's also Evelyn Amegai, properties sales consultant as well. Both of them with Waylead. Fitting to say you lead the way when it comes to real estate?
Real estate.
Right. So I know you have a footprint not just in Ghana, but in China
in US.
and in the United States. Yeah. Tell us a bit about Waylead and these tentacles you have in other places.
Okay. Waylead is a real estate company which has been in the system for over 15 years now. Right. We have our first project at Lashibi, at Chado, around the airport hills. And then the second project around Lashibi.
Okay.
Yes. At Lashibi, we have 56 townhouses units. Okay. And then we are also building an apartment, which is under construction now.
So when you talk about 15 years in the business, are you talking about Ghana specifically?
Yes, Ghana specifically.
Right, right. And within that time, I mean, apart from these properties you speak of, what has Waylead been up to in terms of the real estate?
Within that time, we're buying lands. And then at us, 3 years ago,
right,
we were able to build Vista del Mare, which is 22 houses in all, and it's been 100% sold off.
Right.
Yes.
100%?
Yeah.
Hey, what was it called? Let me come to you. Now, what is the current project that Waylead is working on? I know, like you said, you've made some achievements, you've set up some facilities, edifices, but which one are you working on now? What can you tell us about it?
So, like my colleague here said, we have 22 housing units fully occupied, but we are developing 56 housing units. That's townhouses at Lashibi. Yeah, and it's also in progress. We are also constructing our apartments. It's under construction and it's almost 90% complete, and we've sold out about 80%.
90% complete, and you've sold out about 80%?
Yes, please.
What's your secret?
Our hallmark is quality, okay? We always make sure that we provide the best quality, we use the best quality materials for our properties. For instance, for the apartments, we don't use the ordinary blocks. We use 8-inch solid blocks, concrete blocks for our constructions. And then, yeah, basically that's what we are doing. Two-bedroom apartments and then 3-bedroom apartments. Then we have 3 to 5 bedroom townhouses.
Right.
Such houses with very big land sizes.
When you say very big land sizes, can you give us dimensions? Because the people watching us would want to know about the dimensions. What dimensions are we looking at?
3-bedroom is on a 75 by 75 plots, more than half plots. And the 4-bedroom is on 80 by 100 plots. And then the 5-bedroom is on almost 2 plots.
Okay.
So you have enough space
to move around, to do stuff, to have a family.
Yes,
and all
around
of
the
that.
house and everything. And the rooms are very spacious. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting perspectives. Yeah. So let's talk about the uniqueness of what you have to offer, because you are not the only real estate entity. I've seen so many of them. Recently we had a Habitat Fair and there were so many people bringing on so many things. What sets Waylead apart?
Our quality.
Your quality?
The quality when it comes to the structure. The quality is very strong, and then we are able to meet all our clients' requirements, and then within this period of the building, we are able to meet all our clients, and we have this. How do I even say it?
Last year we won the.
At 2019.
Right.
We won the quality award.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes.
So for what exactly?
For
the
real
quality
estate.
of our
yes.
property.
The quality of the buildings you put up.
Yes, please.
Right.
We want the quality, and then our fittings are very quality. We import almost all our fittings in all the various rooms.
Right.
So yeah, when it comes to quality there.
I know usually you're using some of these fittings from Turkey, Italy, and the rest. Is that where you get them from?
Yes, please. Now our kitchens are from Casia, and we just try to give you the best when it comes to property.
And we also have a world-class estate management team that fully services our properties. And we have this CCTV cameras. We have
if you could just speak up a bit.
We have CCTV cameras. We have 24/7 security.
Right.
Yeah, that's what makes us unique.
Right.
As compared to other real estates.
I was about to get into the bit about security, but you've taken the wind out of my sail, because especially around this time, people very concerned about security. Not just Christmas, I mean, but with everything that is happening in our world and our part of the country, security is a major issue. So if you're thinking your security, well, Waylead is the place to go to, because they really have it when it comes to security. But something else, I noticed that your buildings are strategically located. So if you're in any of them, you want access to, the nearest hospital, malls, and all of that. Tell us a bit more about that.
So our buildings or our communities are located in very prime areas. Right. For instance, if you want to, for the Lashibi community, you can easily connect to the Tema areas. When you want to go to the mall, it takes about 15 minutes for you to get to the mall. And we have motorway. Yeah, you can use the motorway. We have various road networks linking to business centers in Accra, and also we have there is police station and other amenities like hospital, like you said, close to our property. And also we have a school. We are planning on building our own shopping center for the community. We have a playground. We have various amenities to make.
Where is this you're speaking of? Which specific? Lashibi?
Yeah, Lashibi is our current project.
Okay.
Yeah, we are developing. In fact, our aim is to make Lashibi, where our community is, a city in Accra. So when you want to talk about the various big prime locations, our community wouldn't be left out.
So Airport City, and very soon we'll have what? Waylead City.
Le Jardin Symphonique and Alphabet City.
Oh wow, some French coming in there.
Project, yeah.
Le Jardin Symphonique.
Yeah,
I see. That's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. So that's the concept.
Yes.
And
we are not targeting Ghanaians only.
Yeah.
That's why we decided to spread the name across. So we are using the French name, the English name, the Spanish name, and all that. That's how come we're able to get the Vista del Mare, the Alphabet City, and then the Le Jardin Symphonique.
Right. What should we look forward to in the future, the medium to long term, from Waylead Company Limited? What are some of the other ambitious projects you're going to be embarking on?
We'll be building these townhouses, and then these luxurious houses as well after the Alphabet City.
Right.
Yes. Just as my colleague is saying, the whole community is going to be like a city. When you are coming from US and you reach Ghana, you reach Lashibi, you will feel you are in US.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That is our aim. And then we are looking between now and 10 years to see if we can change the whole Lashibi area to be a nice city.
Okay. Yeah. Quite an ambition, and I wish you all the best with that. But for me, probably one of the most important bits in here, payment and the flexibility of it. For someone like me, those are the things I'll be looking out for. If I went in for this house, what would it mean? How much would I be paying? At what annual rate and all of that?
Yeah.
Break it down for us.
When it comes to payment terms, we are very flexible. We accept 20% deposit, and then we allow you to spread the remaining balance within a year or 5 without interest.
From a year to 5 years,
5.
between 1 year and 5 years.
So you can
spread the rest. So how much are we paying initially?
We have $77,000
dollars.
Okay.
For the apartments.
Okay.
And then the townhouses, we have $289,000. So making a 20% deposit, we will be allowed to spread the remaining 80% over a period of 1 year or 5 years without interest. You can equally go for mortgage, which we work with, and you are allowed to spread within 15 to 20 years.
Wow.
Also, because of the pandemic, we are giving out discounts. We are giving out 10% discounts on our apartments, and then...
Is that the 77,000
yes.
one?
Yes.
So 10%
on the
off.
discounted price of...
On what?
77,000 is the discounted price of the apartment.
Oh, okay. So that is already discounted.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and then we have 5% discount on our townhouses.
Right. So you see, it's cool, chop. The discount already applying. Charlie, as any purpose we need to get some of these, because I mean, in the end, you would want your own quiet place, secure, in close proximity to major facilities.
Very clean. We have recreational centers. We have the swimming pool, the gym, and all that. And we are looking at building our mall. Our own police station.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your own police station.
Yes.
That's ambition right there. A city within a city.
Yeah.
But let's talk contact. How can people, all of those listening to us, watching us this morning, how can they reach out to you?
So you can call us on 0240 111119 or 050 449 9999.
Okay.
Yes.
So
or
let's
you can
repeat
visit our website as well.
Okay. That is waylead.org.
Yes, please.
So the website is www.waylead.org. WAYLEAD.org. That is the website. You can check them out now. And the phone numbers, let me just reiterate right before we say goodbye. 0240 11119. 0240 1119. So 0240 111119. There's also 0504 499999. 0504 499999. Give them a call and let's talk business. Well, we take a break from here and we enter the Christmas mood. That is up next on the AM show. We have an acoustic Christmas carol session with musician Sugar Lord. You don't want to miss that. But thank you very much, ladies, for joining the conversation. Do stay with us.
Christmas Day. Hark now, hear the angels sing, the King was born today, and may he live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero años, feliz vida. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero años, feliz vida. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you, yeah. Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. The heart now hear the angels sing, the King was born today. Yes, so may he live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Say, long time ago on the AM show, yes, the Holy Bible say, Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas Day. Yeah, long time ago on the AM show, yes, the Holy Bible say, Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas Day. Feliz Navidad. Woo! Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero años. Feliz vida. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. Ooh. I wanna wish you. I wanna wish you, yeah, so from the bottom of my heart, I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you, yeah, I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. And to you guys listening and watching out there, we want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas from myself and all of us here at Joy News and from Sugar Lord too. Yeah. And good morning, you're welcome to the show.
Good morning.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Which is your favorite Christmas carol?
Oh, I've not even played it.
You've not played it yet?
Silent Night.
Okay, so you played that for us, obviously. Okay, so we want to know, it's been a while we saw you. So
Yeah.
how has your music been doing? Because the last time was, I think, when you were premiering Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yes. How is it doing so far?
It's going great. It's going great. The song is receiving massive attention so far. But we've released another one called Weakness.
Weakness.
Yeah, Weakness is out there, fresh as well. And so people should check it out. People should.
Does it have a video out already?
Yeah, it has an animation visualizer. And so we are doing it, and it's going good.
It's going good.
It's going
good.
Good.
Tell us about it. Tell us about Weakness.
Yeah, Weakness tells a story about a guy that's head over heels over this lady, and then the parents are like warning him. They are warning him, but he doesn't want to listen.
Yeah, he's
so
in love.
all of us have got this weakness.
Yeah, like this particular person in our lives.
Like this morning you are trying to be, but yeah. So that's.
So who is that weakness in your life? Who is that person? Is there somebody?
Yeah, there's somebody, but I don't want to.
Okay, at least he said there's somebody.
Yeah,
Usually
I don't want people to know my weakness, or else they are going to.
But does your weakness? Does she know she's your weakness?
I think so. She
does. She does. Is she here? Is she in the room?
No.
Okay.
I beg you.
Okay.
I know wahala.
No wahala. So how many songs did you release this year?
This year 5. Yes,
wow.
So far. Yeah, this year 5 so far, and
we have Shakara, right?
Yeah, we have from mid-year.
From mid-year
to Karo. Yeah, then from Karo to Shakara, and then from Shakara to Fantasy, and then from Fantasy to Weakness. Yeah.
We're expecting like an EP or something.
Yeah, the EP will come, I'm sure, next year.
Next year?
Next year, somewhere in February.
Yeah.
That's the plan of management. So we are
working on that.
Yeah, we are working on that.
Okay, so 2020 has been hard on all of us because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Are there some things that you really wanted to do? Like, last year you're like, okay, 2020, I'll do this, I'll do that. Are there some things that you really wanted to do but you couldn't fulfill because of the pandemic?
Yeah, a lot of things. One of them was my show, outside somewhere in Canada, but because of the pandemic, it didn't come in. A lot of shows, prior to the announcement of the lockdown. Yeah, and so some of these things, but we still keep, the virtual going, and it has been good.
Okay, so we're here with Sugar Lord, and he's just giving us some Christmas carols, you know, to get us in the mood. And we have more questions for him, but let's just listen to him. Let him take us away with more Christmas carols, and then we'll be back to talk to him.
Yeah. Silent night, holy night, and all is calm. All is bright round young virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly. This is my favorite. To sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Then it goes like, Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
Did you learn how to play the guitar, or was this something like a natural gift or something, or you?
Yeah, I learned how to play it.
Is this the only musical instrument that you can play?
Yes, no, so I play a little of the piano.
The piano?
Yeah.
And then
the guitar is my major instrument that I play.
That you play?
Yeah, and so.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to know, 2021, we are expecting an EP from you.
Yeah.
What else should your fans expect from Sugar Lord?
My fans should expect a lot of music. You know, aside the EP, 2021 is a big year for us musically, and they should expect a lot of live shows.
Yeah.
A lot of live shows and a lot of tours, like, you know, in and around, you know, Ghana.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my fans should expect that, and a lot of collaborations as well.
A lot of collaborations.
Like, you know, this year I've done, you know, a lot of singles. Just
you.
Yeah, and so people should expect a lot of collaborations from the best, even from outside.
International collaborations as well.
I have one already sorted. We are done with everything, and so
you're done with the song and then recording everything.
Yeah, so people should expect.
So that's for next year.
Yeah, that's for next year.
Can you tell us about it, or it's going to be a surprise? Tell us a bit about it.
It's going to be a surprise.
Just put us in the mood.
Okay, fine. So it's with this Hekma Mesid. He's a Puerto Rican American.
Okay.
And so something, you know, nice, something very chilly, you know, for the people to dance and enjoy. Yeah, and so.
Okay.
You should expect that.
Okay, so I want to know one thing. Do you have plans on working with a record with a gospel musician? If anything should come, you know, your way in that aspect,
gospel, gospel. Yeah, of course. When I get a chance, I think it's something that I would love to do. I love God, you know, aside anything.
Okay.
So it's something that I would do, and proud to, you know, me releasing, you know, songs, you know, in the main. I've been doing some ghostwriting for a lot of gospel artists.
Okay.
Yeah, that I can't really, you know, mention. And
why can't you mention? Okay, because you're a ghost, so you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people should, if I get a chance, I think I'll do that. If I get a chance, I can do that.
Okay. All right, so that's Sugar Lord, and he played for us Silent Nights, but he has his own music too, so let's enjoy more of that.
Yeah, so. Osumoni eno shiyo ta ofeyasa. Kadi. Osumoni eno shiyo. Do you understand that?
I don't. I have no idea.
You like the thing, but you want to do as a.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So this song is called Shakara.
Shakara.
Yeah. Shebi no say body no be firewood, baby oh. I no go lie me, I no go do shakara oh, baby oh. Only your water go fit to the quench fire oh, baby oh. I go fit to spend my money, give you cassava, shower my love on you. I go fit to kill a person, I go shamayama for you oh. I go fit to kill a person, I go shamayama for you. Osumoni and Oshi, Ota of Osumoni and Oshi, Ota of only on my town, I go there carry for head, yo. Madama this girl, oh, she they giving me ginger, oh. Only on my town, I go there carry for head, yo. Yeah. Madama this girl, oh, she they giving me ginger, oh. Shawty wale, baby I open my heart, only you go enter. Mind there, baby, on a coffee, me no go, I no feel recover. Atta baby, you dey scatter my brain, you dey cool my temper, my baby. See how I semper for you, I that's no take. Only on my town, I go dey carry for head, yo. Madama this girl, oh, she dey giving me ginger, oh. Only on my town, I go dey carry for head, yo. Madama this girl, oh, she dey giving me ginger, oh.
That's Shakara.
Yeah.
That's a very nice song. Have you ever thought of, you know, recording like a remix to any of your songs?
Yeah,
with other artists?
Yeah, of course. So people should expect a remix of Caro with one big Nigerian artist. I don't want to mention the name. It will come as a song.
Why did you choose a Nigerian artist?
Because, you know, we want that, you know, that mileage, and yeah, I think it's cool, and you know, the kind of sound we want to put out there, I think it will be perfect to get someone like that on it.
Okay, so we would want him to play Caro for us, but let me just ask this. Since you joined the music industry, what are some challenges that you faced as a musician?
So far, I'm with a record label, yeah, and they are trying their best, like I believe, and I think we are just doing the work. We are doing amazing. The only challenge now is, you know, for you as an artist in Ghana here to evolve, to be dynamic enough, you know. When it happens like that, you have to stretch yourself and you have to grow on a certain pedestal. You have to best forth on some level that you, so that would be, you know,
so there's a level you want to be at.
And I keep growing. If you listen to my songs from media to weakness now, you realize, you know, growth. And so that would be the only, you know, challenge, but for now, everybody is supporting, everybody is pushing, and I really appreciate everybody doing, you know, the work, even fellow artists, you know, posting your stuff, and you know,
they do,
and supporting you.
They do,
yeah.
A lot of people complain that they don't. Like the last time Kwame Eugene did a video that they don't help promote works of other artists. With yours, you don't have that similar problem.
Well, but I think it's subjective, you know, to him. Maybe what he expects, you know. But I think for me, what people are doing for me, I really appreciate it.
Is that enough for you?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. People can do more. Yeah, but you don't expect, you know, people to, you know, just because you are doing your music, you know, what they can do to help, you know, you just appreciate them, and then, you move on. And so I just appreciate everything that everybody is doing, you know, to support the Sugar Lord brand. I'm really grateful.
So that means you get the support that you need from your fellow musicians?
Yeah, those that I'm really, you know, close and, you know,
okay.
Contacts with that, they help.
All right, so what do you have for us this Christmas? Your fans, I'm sure they're expecting something.
Yeah, and so on the 24th of, that's this Thursday.
That's tomorrow?
Yeah, that's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I'm doing my own concert, the fantasy concert. The fantasy concert at the Champs Sports Bar on the Paloma Hotel. Yeah, we are starting 8 exactly, and so I want everybody to come around. You know, it's going to be a big Christmas with Sugar Lord. I have amazing talents on the bill, like Article 1. Yeah, Article 1 passing through, El Kido, Sinam, and that John from Urban Row Music, and then a host of, you know, great artists. And so I'm expecting people to come around and to come and enjoy themselves. It's going to be an amazing Christmas night with Sugar Lord.
Okay.
Amazing time with music.
You're inviting everybody, but you know, we have COVID and we have protocols. How are you going to deal with that?
Yeah, they are obeying, you know, COVID protocols over there.
Okay.
So,
okay. All right.
Come, you know, you just come and enjoy, and then just go.
Okay, so we have Sugar Lord and we have Fantasy concert coming on tomorrow at the Champs Bar and Grill at Paloma. So guys, you can just pass by and then you can enjoy yourself. It's Christmas. Let's just enjoy ourselves and, you know, let's enjoy music from Sugar Lord. And he will just leave with us carol. I want to know about the carol and know what to expect with that Nigerian artist.
Yeah, so we'll do the carol tomorrow.
Oh, why?
Because it's a fantasy concert. Let me do fantasy for people.
Oh, yes.
So just know.
But I'll go back and listen to the carol.
Yeah, go back and listen. Go and stream.
I want to know the Nigerian vibe that I'll
get. That vibe. Yeah, you need to go and listen to it. But tomorrow it's going to be a surprise, you know. So just come and experience the real, you know, thing.
Yeah.
But let me play fantasy because you know, fantasy is the, you know, headline song for.
Okay, so we are getting Fantasy ahead of the Fantasy concert tomorrow, 24th December, at the Champs Bar at Paloma Hotel. But before he performs that for us, my colleague is here, Ben is here with me.
It's a fun morning, isn't it? We're all in the carols mood.
I'm so happy, I don't know why.
Christmas has come early.
It has. And I just hope that it leads us into a pandemic-free 2021.
Yeah, we're all praying for that. Hopefully we don't get any jabs. But hey, this is, you know, it's a wrap for the AM show this morning. We wish you an early Christmas. Yeah, Christmas in advance. Do enjoy yourself. And this is part of how we do it, with Sugar Lord performing that wonderful tune. Do stay with us.
Okay.
Yeah, so before I do this song, I just want to give a big shout out to Harriet. This one is for you. Nobody fit do what you do me, girl, I swear will lie. That be why I go to come back to you. I bought me so, girl, I no go lie. If no day by my side, girl, I know be fine. That be why bad man they buy for you. Again and again, no, I dey pray you go come my way, though. Nobody go fit take your place, oh, my baby, I know they play, oh. You go make a man fall for this. You go make a man kill for this. Every day, my baby day, you got me falling for you. You got a man singing for you. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I swear, while my baby fine, she dey make a fantasize. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Make you they do, don't stop. Make you know they stop what you they do, girl. I be Scooby-Doo, make you carry me, they go, check. I go follow you, they go. See, baby, give me a vibe, make I sing your name.